To load flies into the chambers, I've brought a preheated chamber out of the warm room, and now I'm in at room temperature in the cool outside the warm room because we don't want the vials of flies to be exposed to the high temperatures. So I'm going to load the preheated temperature with the flies that are in the cool vial, and then I'm going to rapidly walk them into the warm room to observe their behaviors. So I'm going to use a funnel to transfer flies from the vial into the chamber. You can make funnels yourself or order them online. Two examples of homemade ones are one using tape and pieces of lab plasticware. This one is cut off from a hotel shampoo bottle. So I'm going to hold a funnel between my last two fingers of my right hand if I'm right-handed, and that leaves the rest of my fingers free to open the cap of the vial. I don't want to tap the flies down to remove the cap because the flies could get stuck in the food, which would make them sticky and cause them to groom more when you're observing their behaviors. So I'm going to try to use gravitaxis of holding the vial upside down, and you can see that many flies will run up away from the cap when I do that. And if they don't, you can tap it gently sideways like this. So I'm going to get the funnel on, and then I'm going to hold it closed with one finger. Then I'm going to turn it upside down, pick up the chamber with the other hand, put two fingers near the hole to help guide the funnel, hold the funnel over the hole, and try to tap in approximately 20 flies, but anywhere from 20 to 5 to about 40 is fine actually. A few will get out, but that's okay. Then I'm going to tap down the remaining ones, put the plug back in the vial, and then use the piece of tape we cut earlier with a piece of cardboard on it to seal the hole. Now I'm going to walk the chamber quickly into the warm room and start observing the flies behaving. Once the flies are loaded into the pre-warmed chamber, I walk the chamber into the warm room and place it under the microscope. I don't put it on the ground, I hold it in my hands so that I can use my fingers instead of the focus knob of the microscope to look at flies on the floor or ceiling, and I can gently move the chamber around to follow individual flies as they run so that I can observe the behavior of one fly. And then I can move the chamber to follow other flies. So I'm going to watch as many flies as I can in 5 minutes and note their behaviors on the checklists. When you're finished observing a chamber of flies, we're going to dump them into a morgue, which is a bottle filled with ethanol or with oil, and has a hole cut in the lid, or you can use a small enough bottle that it doesn't need a hole, and a funnel. So I'm going to take the flies that I'm finished with, unless my partner wants to use them again, in which case I could save them in a fresh vial. But if I don't need them, I'm going to take the tape off while I hold the chamber upside down so most of the flies are not near the hole. And then I'm going to tap them down into the morgue.